Hi there, I'm Anna Staniszewski. I'm author of the Once Upon a Fairy Tales chapter book series published by Scholastic, and I'm going to read to you from my newest book in that series, Book 3, The Missing Dwarf. This is illustrated by Macky Pamintuan. So in the first chapter in this story, Kara, the main character, and her best friend Zed set off into the deep dark woods to deliver a message to the seven dwarves who are getting ready for Snow White's wedding. And Zed has brought along his pet sheep, Lily, who's a little bit jumpy. Chapter 2. Into the deep dark woods. The deep dark woods were smaller than they sounded, but they were dark. Even though it was still morning, the sun was hidden behind thick trees. Zed and Lily stayed glued to Kara's side, jumping at every sound. Here you see Kara and Zed and their sheep, Lily. Finally, the trees thinned. The path brought Kara and Zed to a small cottage. Zed went to the door, ready to deliver his message. They heard panicked shouting coming from inside. Lily hid behind Zed, her eyes wide. "It sounds like something is wrong," Kara said. Zed knocked, and the door flew open. A well-dressed dwarf looked back at them. "Oh," he said, his face falling, "you're not Ralph." "Who's Ralph?" Kara asked. "Our brother," another dwarf said, coming up beside him. "He's missing." A third dwarf popped his head through the door. Kara noticed that he was wearing the same stylish red hat as the other two. He said, "We all woke up this morning ready to go off to work, and hi-ho, hi-ho, uh-oh." "Ralph wasn't in his bed," the second dwarf said. "He disappeared during the night." "When did you last see him?" Kara asked. But the first dwarf frowned at her. "Wait, who are you two?" he asked. He seemed the tallest and the grumpiest of the bunch. "I'm Zed, a royal messenger," Zed said, "and this is Kara. We have a letter for you." The dwarf snatched the message out of Zed's hand. "It must be from Ralph," he said. He opened it, and his shoulders drooped. "It's just about our suits for the wedding." Suddenly a voice came from behind Kara and Zed. "So Ralph really is gone?" They turned to see a young woman standing on the path. She was wearing a stylish dress and a fabulous hat. Her shoes were so fancy that Kara knew even her parents would be impressed. "Snow, what are you doing here?" the first dwarf asked. "I came as soon as I learned Ralph was missing," she said as she walked toward the cottage. "But how did you know?" another dwarf asked. "We just found out ourselves." Snow White held up a piece of paper. "This note was on my doorstep this morning," she said. Kara squinted. "What's that goo all over it?" she asked. "It's hat glue," Snow White said. "I spilled it by accident, but I can still read most of what the note says." "What does it say?" one of the other dwarfs asked. "What happened to our brother?" "I'm afraid Ralph has been kidnapped," Snow White cried. So to find out what happens next, you can read the rest of The Missing Dwarf. And don't miss the other books in this series. Book 1, The Magic Mirror, and Book 2, The Stolen Slipper. Thanks for watching.